now out on the medium tyre as well. So the last few minutes.
Engine failure.
Any final tweaks to the setup may have been done.
Engine failure.
Our listener from Chipping Norton might have been telling a couple of porky pies about the fact that it was raining. Rain scheduled for 4 o'clock. Rain is scheduled so often in Formula One and so little it actually arrives. Sebastian Vettel's going very slowly.
He's got a problem. There was something leaking out the bottom of his car.
Engine failure.
Oh dear. Well, an engine that's certainly not the prime one to have in your car right now from a performance perspective. In the back of Sebastian Vettel's Ferrari has just failed, as you heard him say on the radio. We could see as he pulls off the circuit, fluids pouring out the bottom. Yeah, an awful lot of what looks like hydraulic fluid pouring out the bottom of the floor. In fact, I can see the floor hanging off that, which in my experience can often be the sign of what could be a catastrophic engine failure. You don't see many of them anymore, where a piston or something comes through the floor of the car.
He's stopped suddenly in the old pit lane exit on the way out of Copse Corner now on the right-hand side. And Vettel climbs out of the car. His session is done. We've got the virtual safety car out, which can only mean one thing. It's FP2, and it's time for this.
Long Run Corner with Andrew Benson.
Understood, Lando. Let's do 100% pace, please. 100% pace.
Okay, Alex, on the next lap, just think about breathing a little bit on the left-hand side tyres, just to keep the peaks down on temperatures. Just have a think.
Directly compare.
Okay, big failure at the back of the car. Probably either it's engine or gearbox, but something went in the drivetrain and didn't feel right.
Yeah, understood.
But his times are comparable on average after 3 laps with the Mercedes. It's around about the same ballpark. Both Mercedes did a 31.5. Verstappen's actually on a 31.5 as well. So maybe, you know, people were saying with the softer tyres.
Nico, just
see this. Can't continue to see this loose. Okay. See this loose, mate. Come properly loose now.
I don't understand what he was doing, to be honest. But anyway.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, but that is not acceptable from a Formula 1 car.
So we've seen the vibrations on data, but they're still safe, so box now.
How are the tyres, Alex? How are the tyres?
No great, just sliding everywhere on the rear. They're just stabilizing now.
Okay, so there's possible oil, or reports of oil, definitely turn 7 to turn 9. Vettel's engine has fallen out of the bottom of the car, so turn 7 to turn 9, oil.
In the back of the car, probably it's either engine or gearbox, but something in the car didn't feel right. I think we can see that, Sebastian, but good to tell.
And as Andrew was in the middle of the long runs, you could hear it in the background, just went bang.
And it did sound like, as I said earlier, it sounded like one of those old school catastrophic failures, a good old mechanical failure, didn't it? Which, to be honest, we don't see very much of these days, because these engines, of course, are lifed to span something like 7 races. Like in the old days when I was working in the team, you could be leading a race by 30 seconds and still have a 50% chance of not finishing because your engine would go pop with that enormous plume of smoke out the back.
Them were the days.
Quite a rarity to see that, but not a good sign, of course, for Ferrari. That will mean almost certainly, I mean, we are jumping the gun a little bit here, but that's almost certainly going to mean some kind of mechanical change for them, which